I have tried every ICT concept out there to find which one actually matters. And after testing and trying everything, all the way from liquidity to displacement, market structure shifts, fair value gaps, optimal trade entry, and order blocks, there's one concept on here that if you focus 100% of your attention to, you will make a lot of money. Because to be honest, a lot of these concepts are just noise. And by keeping my trading simple with just one concept, I've been able to go from trading in my high school library to traveling the world and making over $10,000 a month with my trading profits. In this video, I'm going to dive in the charts and show you how I can make $500 a day using this concept with one simple setup. But before that, I first need to cover why this strategy works better than all the rest. You see, the reality is it's important to learn how the market actually moves as opposed to just learning a simple concept on the internet. Because at the end of the day, markets only move for one reason. Markets don't move up when there's more buyers than sellers, but it moves up when buyers are more aggressive than sellers. Because passive orders don't move the market. Let's say I put a limit order to buy 200 contracts of ES futures at a price of 5K. Now, simply putting that order out isn't going to move the market. But if I market buy 200 contracts, and let's say there's only 80 contracts on the ask, then it is going to move the market up. It's going to take all of those offers off the ask, and the new bid will go up to that higher price. So because I was aggressive and wanted to market buy, that's what actually ended moving the price up, as opposed to me just putting out a passive limit order and waiting to get filled at a lower price. This is so key to understand because if you focus on concepts that rely on passive limit orders, you're not going to actually understand what moves the market. You'll essentially just be focusing on the wrong things. And that's why the ICT concept that works the best is stop hunts. Stop hunts are the #1 reason why I've been able to become a full-time trader, and learning the skill will allow you to do the same. You see, stop hunts work exactly like this. Let's say there's a clear range that price is staying in between with clear support and resistance levels on both sides. When this happens, there's a big buildup of buyers and sellers holding their positions. Now, when price breaks a support level, there are basically two things that are going to happen. The first is that people who are long will get stopped out and have to sell for a loss. The second is that people who are short will add to their position, or new shorts will come in and play a breakdown strategy, which is a very simple and common trading strategy. With both of these combined, it means that there is a ton of selling pressure when price breaks this support level. So of course we would expect price to continue moving lower, right? But what happens if price doesn't move any lower? What happens if price reverses and ends up going the other way? This is what we call a stop hunt, and it's a very clear sign of a reversal. Because again, there's a ton of selling pressure. So if price drops but then ends up going the other way, that means something else is going on. Because again, if price starts to reverse the other way, it means institutions were buying up all of those contracts or shares. As I mentioned earlier, there is a ton of selling pressure going on when price breaks that support level. So the fact that price doesn't continue to drop lower after the fact means there's something else going on, in which case it is most likely institutions buying up all the stops and driving price back the other way. And when price does start to reverse and head higher, what do you think happened to everyone who went short when price broke down? They're going to have to cover their positions by buying again, which again will drive price even higher. So the stop hunt strategy, in my opinion, is the best strategy to trade, especially when learning from ICT. Because when you understand what's going on behind just the candlesticks on the screen, you'll have a good sense of what to trade, what direction price is going, and also have a lot more confidence in your trading. Let me dive in the charts and show you some examples. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you a few different examples of the stop hunt strategy. I'm gonna show you some ES and some NQ futures. There's a lot of different examples I can show you on a bunch of different time frames, because again, this does work on all time frames, whether it's just the 5-minute, the 1-minute, or even the daily chart, okay? So let me go ahead and show you ES real quick. You can see here on this day that this is pre-market, market opens around here, and we have a bunch of different stop hunts actually going on at the same time. You can see that pre-market, we have a very clear range. You can see we have a nice little resistance here. We have a nice little support area here. Very, very clear, very easy to tell, right? Don't need any indicators for this. You can just see we have a lot of high, 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 3 of them right there, and a low, low, low right there. And so what happens right at the market open? You can see price, if I zoom into a smaller time frame, go into a 5-minute, price at the market open ends up taking this high right here. You can see we have this little stop hunt, price comes up, and so you can obviously tell exactly what you should be thinking of what's going to happen. For example, out of this entire area pre-market, what do we have? We have a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers. So I'm going to go ahead and actually draw this as a rectangle here. So in this area, what do we have? We have everyone who's buying and selling this area is probably still in their positions, right? Because most people who are long are going to put their stop losses below this low. Most people who are short are going to put their stop losses above this high. So what happens when price spikes out of here right at the open? Well, you're going to expect two things, right? The first one is going to be that new buyers are going to come in because they like to play an opening range breakout. They like to play the break of the pre-market high. It's a very common strategy, right? So that's going to add a lot of buying pressure as new buyers come in. The other thing we're going to have is shorts who are in this area are going to have to cover their positions, right? They have their stop loss right above this high. So they are also going to add a bunch of buying pressure as well. And so it's weird because if we have a bunch of buying pressure right around this area when price breaks out, you would expect price to continue ripping higher, but that doesn't happen, right? You can see price ended up just actually reversing and going the other way. And so when you see this happen, that's an opportunity for you to go ahead and go short, right? Now, it may not be instant, but you can see here we get a little spike higher, we get another spike higher, and then we get another 5-minute engulfing candle pattern right here. So that could be an opportunity for you to go ahead and look short, put your stop loss back up at the high, and then target down at that support area right there for a nice 1.6R trade. And then the exact same thing happens on the other side, right? We come back down. We have a lot of people who are long. They end up getting stopped out. We see an increase in volume here. That's another confirmation we can talk about in a different video. But we see that extra confirmation, and then price ends up reversing, and then you can look to get long right up in here for a move targeting up here at resistance as well. It keeps doing this back and forth, where this is a really good example where we get a stop hunt on both sides, where we take out one high, we take out one low, and then we just keep going back and forth, and everybody ends up getting stopped out. But if you're able to recognize this, you don't have to worry about getting stopped out. Okay, you can simply just understand how this works, get in with the stop hunts first, wait for it to happen, and then go from there, right? And it doesn't really have to be the best consolidation. I can show you another example here on the previous day around 2:30 later in the afternoon, later in the session. You can see we have kind of a little bit of a range, kind of in a downtrend here. So we're kind of moving lower just like this. And you can see we have a nice little low form here, a nice little high form here. And so what does price do? Price goes ahead and takes out this low right here. Now, again, we're in a downtrend, so we would expect new shorts to come in and play the short. We have people who are long in this area for the past hour and a half. Think about it. Everyone who bought in this entire area is probably going to have most of their stop losses right below this low. And so what does price do when we end up breaking that low? You would expect price to continue lower because there's so much selling pressure. Does that end up happening? No. We simply wick right below it. We end up reversing immediately, and that is your sign that smart money or institutions were buying all the stops down here in this area. That's exactly what they did. So they bought all the stops down there, they drove price higher, and then everyone who got short down here now needs to cover. Anyone who got short on this pullback as well needs to cover, price goes up, and then price keeps going up and up and up. And that's exactly how the stock market moves, and this happens on all indices, on all stocks, almost every single day. If I show you go ahead to NASDAQ, and I zoom out a little bit, show you an example here, the same thing exactly happened as I'm making this video, right? You can see we take the previous day's high, which would be right around here. What does price do? We go ahead, we take all the stops, we're reaching new all-time highs, we're in a very clear uptrend. Then what happens? Do we end up reversing and continuing to move higher? No, we see a 10, 15 minutes of a move higher, but then what? We immediately start to dump. And again, we should see a lot of buying pressure come up, right? We're in an uptrend, we're moving higher. People who are, buying breakouts is what a lot of traders like to do, but that doesn't happen, right? And so price comes back lower. Once you see, an engulfing pattern or increased volume, there's a few other confirmations you can use. But when you have a pattern that you see like this works, that is your opportunity to go ahead and look to get short. If you can go ahead and get short like this, you can find a pretty good risk reward and then play it all the way back down to those support levels where you would see price go ahead and take out the other stops and then move back in the other direction. That is all that price does. It continues going from highs to lows, taking out different stops on all different time frames, on all different highs, all different lows, and that's what price continues to do, and it's why most traders lose money, because they don't understand where price wants to go, where institutions and smart money likes to get in, and if you can understand this, you can make a lot of money simply trading this one pattern simply from this video. Now, the most important thing when it comes to learning the strategy and understanding stop hunts is that you have to have a good understanding of market structure, and market structure is really just understanding highs and lows, understanding trend, understanding what structure means in terms of price action, and the best way for you to get a good grasp on can learn all this is actually through a free course that I made, okay? And I'm going to put a link in the description for you to go ahead and check this out, but it's going to be inside of the Vault, which is my free course and community. We have about 6,000 members inside of this. Again, everything is completely free. If you head over to the Classroom tab, you join right now. We have a bunch of different courses in here to help you out, but what I would recommend is go down and scroll to the Market Structure Mastery course. You click on here, and you're going to see we have about 5 different videos going over exactly identify a trend, how to spot a fake trend, how to understand time frame analysis, and how to find good entries and exits. Again, all of this is free inside the link in the description. We have a really nice community here as well with a bunch of different recaps and millions of different coaches and a bunch of different things in here for you as well. So I'd highly recommend you check it out. Check out all the different resources because that's going to help you out a ton when it comes to learning this strategy. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like, subscribe down below, check out the free community below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.